Greetings and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. Now, if you're watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench, which is right below in memory of our friends. Now, if you're not a member or if you're not logged into Stunthangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. Now, if you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. That stands for Smart Men Flying. That's courtesy of Jeff Riley. When you register, you must use your real first and last name, put a space between those two, and you must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthangar will not approve you. Now, if you're not inclined to come in, but you're already approved, but you just enjoy watching this on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. Now, during a live stream, you can enter your questions or comments in the chat box over here. I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show. Now, understand, even sometimes I can't get a word in myself, so be patient, and I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comments. And by the way, you only can do this during the live stream, like I said a moment ago. So I do the show Monday and Friday nights, about 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come in then, post your question or comment, and I'll be happy to speak it. And hopefully we have a good conversation around your question or comment. Thank you very much. Now, if you find the Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host, or the many building videos, the coverage that Sparky does at contests, if you find that stuff informative and enjoyable, please hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Please comment, share the videos. Let me see here. What else is there? Subscribe. Please subscribe. It won't cost you a penny to subscribe. But we also have a membership, which starts at $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And by the way, I'm a member. I have the $4.99 come out of my own checking account. So I'm asking you to partner with me to support this channel and this hobby. Hopefully you're just as passionate and love this hobby like I do. I mean, I see the value. I think it's a terrific exchange. 17 cents a day for having an access to, I mean, we have some giants that come in our show and guys who have 50, 60 years experience. You won't have to reinvent the wheel, or you can actually stand on the shoulder of giants and just, build on what they've already done. I mean, they've already done this for years and years and years. You might have a niche or something that's unique to you, and you bring that to the hobby. That'd be great. We all benefit. So please support the channel. Now, this is Sparky's YouTube channel. I set the show up and then I stream it live on YouTube. But I don't come back into this channel again until like today's Monday. I'll come back Friday. But in between then, I don't go into the channel. Even when I come back, I don't even bother checking comments or anything like that. But if you want to get in touch with me, go to my YouTube channel, which is called Flying Control Line Stunt. Let me repeat that. It's Flying Control Line Stunt. That's what I do. I fly control line stunt. And if you go to my channel, locate the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which is a video that Sparky shot with his video camera of me flying his beautiful and light Junar XL. You might see his Junar in white. It's currently in white with, I think, orange trim. But when I flew it at the Nationals, it was orange. Beautiful flying plane, light. One of the best planes I can remember. I can't remember flying a better airplane. I might have. I just don't remember. But it's a really good flying airplane. Light, lighter than any of my airplanes I've ever flown. Probably the lightest big airplane I've ever flown. That I can say is very unique about that. Anyways, I want to thank you guys and gals for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. Please keep the conversations family room friendly. Please don't use words or do things you wouldn't say or do around your own children or grandchildren. Without any further ado, I'm now going to post a link at stunthanger.com. Let me do that right now. And let me get over there to Stunthanger Forum. It's already locked and loaded and post. All right, so it's posted. I'm sure there's some people that have been doing refresh, waiting for the link to appear, I hope. And it's locked in there. And so go ahead and go to Stunthanger Forum, go to At the Bench. Check out the one that has today's date. It'll say Monday, October 30th, I believe. I hope I put that in there. Anyways, that is how you get into the show. And look at that. We have Bob Whitley coming in already. Fantastic. So let me make my way over to the control panel. And let me see. Did I already do this here? Let me see. I guess I did that. So let me get rid of this and get rid of that. Anyways, Bob, I'll be right with you. Let me get to the control panel. And we'll be cooking with gas. Let's see here, YouTube channel. And I went flying today with a couple of buddies. Actually, one was just watching. My old friend David Keefe, great craftsman. Actually, he repaired a plane that he built for me. Not that it crashed, it just had a hole in one of the bays. It's such light, thin tissue. I think an insect hit it and put a hole in it. And he was gracious enough to fix that for me. It's a Talon. And hoping to fly that in competition in Classic one day. Still have a little bit of issue with the rollout. That plane rolls into the circle. We just haven't addressed that. The wheel pants look like it looked like a propulsion jet type of wheel pants, and they probably will break if I bend it. So that's kind of what the holdup is. I really don't want to just put plain wire because the plane looks so neat as it is. But so that's the only thing which prevents me from flying it a lot. And it's extremely light. Going from what I fly now to something that's 42 ounces, and I'm flying something which is about 64 ounces. That's quite a change. All right, I got the control panel set up, and let me see. I got Marcel Legrand. He says, "Hi, Charles, and everyone at Stunt School. I hope all is well with everyone." Thank you very much, Marcel Legrand. You was the first one in the chat box. And then we have Gary in-house here, and we also have him on the chat box. Now, Gary is a member of our YouTube channel. He's probably, I don't know which tier he's in, but at least he's doing $4.99 a month, which is like 17 cents a day. And he's also a monitor of our channel. He can delete and kick out and give people timeouts on the chat box. So behave, because Gary is present. And now that you guys have my attention, let me get the first one up, which was Bob Whitley. He might be talking to someone else. Let me just say hi to Gary real quick. Hey, Gary, how's it going?
Hi. I got a picture from Mark Gerber for the calendar.
Oh, great. Fantastic.
Number one.
Oh, I got, I probably will send you a picture of the Talon or the Cardinal of mine that I was holding up. So thank you for reminding me. And everybody who's interested in joining our calendar, send in your pictures, and Gary can do a wonderful job. Let me see if I have October. I can just show what we're talking about real quick. While let me see here. I'll just do this real quick. I'll do it this way. Not the best way to do it, but this is quick and dirty. Make myself big for everyone. And so Gary provides this calendar, and it usually involves some pictures of us with our planes. And you can see here Philip Bailey up on the top, and then here's Bob Whitley, who's actually in the gallery right now. And is the October. So that's what it looks like. And Gary does an excellent job doing that. And so in a couple of days, we'll have November, which is Mark Lumen with his Dave Tribb's design. So we will show that on the 1st of November. Anyways, let me make myself
Sorry,
Take my snuffs
Charles.
up small, y'all. Like Larry Ringer says, think small, y'all.
So sorry about rudely cutting you off to answer
That's
the
okay.
phone, but a student of mine that I'm assigning his first long cross country tomorrow to
Oh,
do.
very
So
cool. Very cool. So in our
he,
audience here, we have Bob Whitley, who actually is a real pilot, and he actually teaches people how to fly full-scale aircraft. Hey, Bob, how you doing this evening?
doing excellent. That was a heck of a nice chat we had the other day, but I had to cut it off because those pesky customers phoned me.
No, no problem. No problem. We did talk for a little while anyway, so
Yeah, it
uh,
was good.
it was good. It was absolutely good. I'm glad that we had a chance to make that connection.
Yeah, I
So
was supposed to be flying today on full size, but the owner's partner, the guy I'd be flying with, his partner, left the darned airplane outside. And so it was covered in ice and the engine frozen up. So that kind of, I didn't have a lot of time today. So I had to scrub that one. So we're not too happy with the partner.
yeah, I bet. I bet.
You don't get to experience such joys, Charles.
No, no, I don't. And that sounds kind of scary. With the parts being frozen and flying
Well,
potentially.
if you take off with frost on a wing, you're probably going to die. It's
Yeah,
that simple.
yeah, I think so.
And if you try to start an engine in sub-zero temperatures, you're going to seriously damage the engine, and they're about $35,000 to overhaul.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do that.
So you've been doing any work in your shop? You've been working on any of your airplanes, model
Uh,
airplanes?
well, like I was telling you, I got that those nuisance factors on my Oriental done, the tail wheel strut and the push rod, and I've still got to rig up a couple of jigs on my trimming bench and my glass bench and check to see what that little bit of a discrepancy in the wing is, whether it's the flaps or a warp. But upright and inverted, the wing would roll in both ways. It's like it was like tip weight, but so that isn't tip weight. So I've got either misaligned flaps or a bit of a warp. That's what I get for buying used airplanes.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes people give you airplanes, or if you get a good deal, it's not a good deal sometimes.
Well, the engine's terrific, so I guess I didn't lose. I mean,
Oh
I
yeah, if
think
you get an engine out of the deal. Oh, absolutely. Especially
I think out to about 75 Canadian, then I paid for it, so 50 American with a really good Brodak 40 on it.
oh yeah, that's a steal then for that price. Absolutely.
So I'm
Let me
not grumpy much, and it's the kind of plane, yeah. Even if it's out of trim and stuff and being a nuisance, it's still a learning experience
yeah,
of or and the airplane I've got virtually zero emotional investment in it. So if I prang it as I start learning the pattern more, it's not the end of the world.
very, very true. Let me see. I think Jonathan Caradas came in after you. Hey, Jonathan, how you doing? Good to see you.
Oh, not bad. Yeah, good. Thanks. Yeah, I'm amused at listening to going outside and having to trip the ice, Bob, trip the ice off the front of the aeroplane, because it's covered in, you know, ice sub-zero. Yeah. Oh,
Actually, what I do if it's just frost and whatnot is not too heavy. I just spray it with windshield washer antifreeze and brush it with a snow brush, and that takes it right off. But you don't want to get that stuff anywhere near the plexiglass.
no. What sort of plane was it?
Pardon me?
What plane was it? Was it
That's 72.
a Cessna?
Yeah, just a 172 four place.
Yeah, yeah. I flew one of them once. Well, I mean, I took the controls once in one of those, and compared to a glider, it was like flying a brick.
And the 172 is a glider compared to a Cherokee or some of the other low wing airplanes.
Really? Good
Oh,
Lord.
it's hilarious when I do a check on type for people on the Cherokees or Grummins, and they're used to flying the Cessna. And I'll always pull the power in the circuit and give them a forced approach and make them land dead stick. A little bit idle, we can overshoot, but there isn't a single case where they would have made the field.
Good
First,
Lord.
they try and glide it like a Cessna instead of heading straight for the touchdown point.
Oh boy. Yeah, yeah.
It's quite funny. The short wing Pipers are like that too. The Piper Pacer and Colt and whatnot. They have the glide ratio of a grease prick too.
Yeah,
Hmm.
high landing speed. I
Well,
suppose
the
I can.
speed is about the same, but it's
Oh,
just
okay.
rate of descent is significantly more because they've got a lower aspect ratio.
1-to-1.
Yeah, just about. It's not that bad, but it's about 10-to-1, and you get around about 14-to-1 out of a Cessna.
Yes.
But gliders I've flown them with 40-to-1 ratios.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You have trouble landing some of them. Anyway, I can see Charles' hand starting to twitch there. He's starting to reach for the
Yeah, but we're
PowerPoint.
talking
No, I
about
mean,
air.
no, that is airplanes. That's hey, no problem. I just wanted our gallery is populating, and I want to give everybody a chance to say what they've been up to. So I think after you, Jonathan, I think it was Stephen, and then
I've got.
then John Miller be next.
I'll trot off and get something else I want to show you guys
All
at
right,
some
sounds good.
stage. So I've got a couple of things I'll show you later. Anyway.
All right, sounds good. Let me see here. What happened to I think it was Stephen. I mean Steve, the original Steve Smith in St. Louis. Pardon me. Hey Steve, thanks for coming in. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Going to the Stunthangar Skunk Works tomorrow. Do some more work on my Crossfire.
All right. So where are you at as far? I know you was making a kit. So where are you at as far as this Crossfire?
Got most of the parts cut out. Got the foam cores for the stabilizer and elevator last week from Bob Hunt. So did the lamination on that. They, got the skins on it. It's still weighted down, so we'll see what it looks like. So I'll need to put, do the leading and trailing edges, cut that apart, and start doing the skins on the wings.
Very good. Are you using the hairspray trick with the putting on the sheeting on the wings?
Yep.
All right. Very cool.
So how'd you talk Bob into supplying a set of cores after he retired 2 years ago?
I don't know. I just asked.
Watch over your back.
Maybe he wanted to gain favor with a judge. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. Don't want to.
No, I'm just kidding. That's not the case.
I know you're pretty straight as far as a judge. It's not easily influenced by wing and that kind of stuff. I think
Bob, is that your lumber yard behind you?
Oh, behind me? Yeah, that's just all hardwood.
Oh, that's not balsa.
No, God, I wish. No, that's cheaper than balsa these days. That's black walnut,
Oh yeah,
and oak and whatnot.
we lost Keith.
yeah, I know. Hopefully he'll come back. Maybe he had a connection issue. I don't know. It's saying that my current bit rate is higher than recommended bit rate. We recommend that you use the stream bit rate of 2500 kbps. I don't know how to lower my bit rate. So hopefully it'll work out. Well, usually I'm slower, so it's good to be higher. Let me see here. I think might be mistaken, but go ahead. I'm gonna go with John Miller. How you doing, John? I actually almost called you today because I know you've been exposed to some situations, and I was wondering if you was okay. I didn't see you Friday.
Yeah, I wasn't there Friday, or I don't think I was there the Monday. I don't know. Anyway, no, I'm feeling a lot better now. It hit me, but it was pretty mild. Probably good that I had some leftover natural immunity from the first time. So
Good.
it was about like the flu, but all the piss and vinegar's been knocked out of me. I've been sitting here in front of the computer all day. Actually started started working on a new airplane, a new design. I got uh, Keith sent me the three views and some other nice information on the Miles M22, and so I've started on it. I've got it. Been working on the wing all day today. I thought originally that was a fully elliptical wing. It's not. It's even the factory. I mean, this is the factory 3 view. It's kind of like built kind of like a Thunderbird wing, except it's got a straight section in the between the engines, and then it tapers from the engines out, and but it's a straight taper on the leading edge, so there's no curve up there. But the rear flaps and the tips and that are all elliptical, but then it ties into that straight anyway. So I've been having trouble matching those two panels up. I use CompuFoil and to loft up the ribs. And the problem is I have to figure out. It's just I have to match the vertical thicknesses of the ribs at the back, and all that, and of course the extension out there. So anyway, making a long story short, I spent all day at that. I got it about half done on the wing. So it's been fun. I enjoy doing that. So what the heck?
You do. I know you do. That's something you really enjoy. I'm glad for you. That's good to have something like that.
Yeah, keeps me out of mischief.
Well, I have a Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. He says, "Evening. Hey, Daniel, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it." And I believe next came in was, and it might be Mark, but I think it was Stuart Morrison. Then we'll go to Mark Gerber. Hey, Stuart, how you doing?
I'm good. I'll talk to you in a minute. I'm in the middle of gluing something.
Oh, okay, let's go to Mark Gerber, and then after that we'll go to Caffeine. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Thanks for coming in.
Good, Charles.
What you been doing?
The weather has been really crappy.
Oh, really? Oh, man. Don't you hate that?
It was really nice up until last Wednesday. It was a beautiful day. And then Thursday, it drizzled all day. And Friday, it got really cold. And Friday night, it started to snow. We got 6 inches of snow over the weekend. It was 11 degrees this morning. So I'm not getting much flying on, but I went out and checked the field tonight about dinner time, and it looks like it's just about melted off now. So I'm hoping tomorrow.
I hope you get a chance to fly, because I know you want to get prepared for Las Vegas, and you haven't flown the P40 very much. So,
well, I did fly it last week a couple of days, but I wanted some trimming changes I wanted to try out, and just haven't been able to get it up in the air. So hopefully tomorrow.
So what are these trim changes? What are they?
Well, the thing's been hunting, and I've been talking to Joe Gilbert, and he was suggesting some things, but I went and looked at it carefully, and I just saw that the elevator was really adjusted downward a lot more than it seemed like it should have. And I think I just corrected it out by handle adjustments. So I tweaked it back so it was dead even with the elevator, with the stabilizer. And I'm anxious to fly it again.
Right.
See if that helps.
Yeah, Joe is very good at trim. Boy, I tell you, when we do our trim conversation, I hope Joe Gilbert will be able to participate, because he's very good at trimming a plane. I've learned a lot from Joe Gilbert.
Just having somebody to talk to and kind of work through these issues.
Right. Absolutely.
So, and I've got a video I wanted to show.
All righty.
We were talking about the overheads last week. And I think it was Mark Weiss made the comment about how important it was that you keep your feet in the same position, which I think has always been something that's really been important. And I
keep them attached to your ankles.
I have a difficulty doing it now, because when I lean back, I tend to fall over backwards. It's just not a good way to fly. Can you see that?
Yeah. Can you make it big?
Yeah. So this is a video that Will Davis took at the King Orange of Orestes Hernandez.
All right.
And he's going to do the overheads and watch his posture. He doesn't move his feet at all
All right.
during the entire maneuver. There we go, up over top.
Wow.
Hmm.
And he doesn't even turn around when he comes out.
I know. I love that. First time I saw him do that, I was like, oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
But it doesn't affect the score.
I understand.
Sorry, guys.
Well, it does indirectly because if you have good posture like that, you tend to do the maneuver a lot better.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I meant not turning around to pull out.
Right.
Then it
And
was
I've
over.
I've watched
overhead.
David Fitzgerald do this, and he has just about the same
I
foot
think
position and posture that Orestes has.
but
David, I think, has his feet a little farther apart.
he squatted more too. I think
Yeah,
Dave
he bends his knees more, but
Yeah.
same approach. He doesn't move his feet at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good. Hey, thanks for sharing sharing that. Appreciate that. So
Yeah, I wish we could have got it up last Friday night when we were talking about the overheads, but
yeah, but you know what? We're gonna end the the pattern tonight, and we can just kind of review, or if somebody has a question that maybe they
Y'all got
missed,
new landings?
maybe they missed the part, and we can.
Yeah. You're right, John. Landing is an important part, is an important maneuver.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We have one more after this, then landings, which I look forward to talking about that because that's something that I've really been enjoying lately is landing. My plane lands awesome.
You know, there are two maneuvers that you practice every flight, no matter what else you
No matter
do.
what else, that's right. Takeoff and landings. Those are
Charles, you don't have a choice in it. You better do it.
right. Right.
We have, I think I've said it before, but we have a saying in aviation: we've got a perfect record. We haven't left one up there yet.
That's good. That's funny. So let me catch up with are you available now, Stuart?
Oh, no, I'm okay now. I was just I dropped my multimeter tonight and I broke
Oh
his
no.
plastic, so I
Oh,
fixed it. It just had to be glued. Part of the plastic broke, so not much going on here. It's the weather's not the greatest, but I got the hot tub out through the door,
good.
so now everything's got to be put back together.
Very good. That is great news. Making progress.
Yep.
So John Miller, you was trying to say something? What did you want
Well,
to say?
I just sort of popped back in my mind. Anybody, if you get a messenger request or something from me, I got hacked on my
Okay.
Facebook account.
Your Facebook?
Just warning. I've changed my password, so I don't know. I don't think they can get back in. But anyway, or I had a couple of calls on it.
Was that your Facebook, John?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got the message, but I think it's yeah, you've been hacked.
Yeah.
Because soon after I got the exact same message from Lyle Spiegel, so I think he's also got hacked.
Mm.
Well, I hope it didn't cause you any problem.
No.
Good.
Well, thanks for the warning, John. Appreciate it. So Caffeine, what you been up to?
Yeah, last weekend I had I was flying. I had like 5 flights. It was really fun day for me and my flying buddy. I can show you some video.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So on last weekend I tried to make like I'm trying to make like consecutive loops and lazy eights, and it's now getting better and I'm getting more confidence. and yeah, I will just show you the video.
All right.
See it?
Yeah. Ah, very good.
You got two.
Those two look pretty good.
Which plane is this, Caffeine?
It's the Seebeck.
All right.
Nice.
You're ready. You're ready to start practicing the real paints.
How's your inverted flying now, Kevin?
Yeah, I didn't do it last weekend, but I sometimes I do it like 3 to 4 laps of inverted flights.
Good.
Good.
So yeah, it's yeah,
You made
it's
great progress.
yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
you're a hell of a lot smoother than you used to be. You
Yep.
know, before I'd be looking all over the place trying to find the aeroplane. Now I can predict where it's going to be, you know. You're a
Yep.
lot smoother. Well done.
Yep.
Come a
Thank
hell
you.
of a long way in the last 12 months, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been very long, especially when you have so much problem with the engine run and the airplane trimming. But now I've got like two perfectly trim plane, and I got the right setting for my both planes. So hopefully I can focus more on flying and
Yeah.
make
Well,
more
it's
significant
not like you
progress.
got a big club of control line stunt flyers there to help you out. You know,
Mhm.
you got the
Yeah,
one guy
exactly.
there that you found. That's about it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
you
when you
have the
get really
hard-
good, Caffeine, who are you going to beat? You have to go over to New Zealand or down to Australia, or
No, he can be on his country's world championship team. You know.
Yeah.
That's
still,
true.
still a long way to go.
Go to
You you'd probably qualify it for right now, but I don't think it'd be worth the expense of making the trip.
You're getting those engine runs a lot better too,
Yep.
Kevin. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like how it runs. So yeah, it's way easier when you have those combination between the engine and the airplane perfect. So it's very predictable, and you don't have to worry about is it going to crash or not. So it's very relaxing to have
Predictable.
yep
Yeah.
yep
And it
Have-
gives you a sense of security too. That's good.
yep
Caffeine, it is time for you to start practicing now doing the contest dates where you do the
Yes.
inside one first,
Mhm.
then the outside one.
Yep.
It's not hard.
Yeah.
You got it's just like turning the lazy eights inside out, basically.
Yep. I will try.
Yeah. You know, go up high, do it up higher than you normally do it. Just give yourself a mistake high.
Mhm.
About
There you
how,
go.
yeah, that's about it.
Yep.
A mistake or two high is about as high as we can get.
Yeah.
Do you
Not
have trouble getting, Kevin, do you have trouble getting any bits and pieces over there? I think
Yeah,
you're
not like our
pretty well
Yeah.
supplied, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But it's now, yeah, it's getting better now. I've 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 bought some stuff. So I still have some stock for for in the future. Like yeah.
Hey, balsa wood wouldn't be too much of a problem, would it? You just go out and cut one down, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing. You might want to start stocking up on it though, because Scratch building's cheaper than kit building. You just get the plans and build it.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
it
right.
is.
And especially when you have found someone in your
Is
area.
everyone else having season?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah, it's cheaper when you have found someone in your area who has the printing machine that can cut balsa perfectly, the laser cut. And I have found one here in my area, so it's way easier now to
Oh,
scratch build.
outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Very good.
Yep, that's my update.
All right. Yeah, having better equipment and it definitely makes you fly a lot better, quicker. It's amazing how sometimes that a pilot just has bad equipment, but he doesn't realize it because he doesn't know what's good and what's not. He's just learning, and so
Yep.
it's a challenge. And once you fly
Yeah.
the plane, then it's like, oh wow, now I see what it's supposed to feel like,
Yep. Yeah, especially when you're flying solo. I mean, there's only few people who fly control line within my area, so it's a very very long time to figure it out. So, but now it's getting better. So yeah, hopefully it will always get better.
Very good.
Caffeine, what size?
Hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second, John, because Bob Whitley raised his hand digitally.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Bob.
Just curious if anyone else is having screen freeze ups. I'm getting these occasional ones for a few seconds at a time whenever anyone's talking once in a while. So it's just me.
Yeah, we're not getting screen freezes. I notice. I noticed it talking over. There's two people talking at the same time, and I guess that's maybe when it was freezing up for you. I don't know, but other than that,
Caffeine was just talking. It did it a little bit too. So maybe I'll go out and come back in and see if that helps it.
All right. Look forward to seeing you again.
Caffeine, I'm curious, what size engines do you have now?
I've got 25, LA 25, Enya 35 and 40, and I also got LA 40, but I know there's some scratch on the piston, so it's not good anymore. I think I should change the piston and liner thing on my LA 40, but now only 3 engines they are running.
Well, you got the OS 25. I did a Pathfinder set of Pathfinder plans for a 30 size. Actually, it's for a 30 size Enya, but I think the 25 would do just fine on it. You send me your email address, and I'll send you a PDF of those plans, and you with the cut files.
Yep.
So you can take it over to your friend with a laser cutter, cut yourself a jet.
All right, cool. Thank you, John.
Do you have my email?
No, I will share you my email through chat, private chat.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot. I also have one Enya SS30, but
that's what the plane was designed for.
Yeah, cool. I'm restoring it. Like it's dirty, and I'm cleaning it right now, and it seems to be some parts have to be replaced, and I've contacted Bob Brooks, and he got what I need, so it will be good. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Well, I have a comment in the chat box from James Dean. He says, "Evening, gentlemen.
Is this the James Dean from used to live in Klamath, Oregon?
We'll find out.
Klamath Falls.
Let us know, James Dean. And then Tom Rammel, he provided us with a like. And then Lynn Burrell, he provides us with a like. Thank you very much, you guys. Appreciate it. And okay, so it looks like we're all caught up as far as what everybody's doing. Now, I've been flying a lot. I actually flew today, went out with Joe and John. His answer, this is James Dean. He said, yes, sir.
Did I meet you at the 95 Nats? You're flying a 6-second laps? You and your boy?
We will find out shortly.
Okay.
Anyways, went out with Joe Mata and another. Did you ever meet David Keefe? John Miller. David
David
Keefe.
Keith?
Yeah, Keefe.
I
Keefe.
I don't recall.
Okay. Well, I went out flying. I went closer to where he lives. He lives near the sports arena here in San Diego, and it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They have a swap meet, but it's kind of vacated throughout the week. So I went out there, made a circle of cones, these are 9-inch orange cones, and flew out there with my SV11 to get an opportunity to fly off of asphalt because I normally practice on grass, right? So we went out there today. I was flying up. I was going to do another. I had 5 batteries, and I only got through the 3rd battery. On my way doing the 4th battery, I put in the arming switch to arm the plane, and it did the music, right? Then as I'm walking to the handle, it does it again, the music again. And I'm like, uh-oh, that's not normal. So I scrapped flying anymore. I didn't want to take any chances. So I got home and I went ahead and replaced the whole arming switch harness, replaced everything, the plug, the receptacle, everything. I'm not taking any chances. I assume some corrosion or carbon is making an intermittent open or short, not short, but a good conduit, and it loses it, So that's what I did when I got home. But I want to also tell you that Joe Mata, I am so proud of him. It's, I get a lot of enjoyment out of flying personally and progressing personally, but I equally enjoy helping someone. I mean, I don't think Joe could fly at all. And now, over the years we've been together, he's flying. And today he really impressed me. He actually went inverted. He's flown inverted before, but he went inverted. And this is a new fuel tank, was trying to adjust the tank height and all that kind of stuff. When he went inverted, it started to stumble and eventually stopped. He's like, "What do I do?" I go, "Keep flying," So he he landed it inverted on asphalt perfectly. He didn't break off the rudder. He just scuffed the canopy and could fly again. And absolutely blew me away. Because, most beginners, when they get inverted, they want to turn that plane over and get back upright. And the problem is you lose all your speed, lose all your line tension, and it's this devastating crash. I mean, it's the worst thing to do, but your inclination when you're new is to turn the plane over because you don't want to land the plane inverted. But he landed it awesome, absolutely awesome. I'm so proud of him. That's why I had to mention it. And I hope you're listening, Joe, because I was so impressed. That was absolutely beyond beginner level stuff you did today. Yes, Steve.
Charles, I have a question. What arming switch and harness are you using?
The one from MPI.
MPI. Is that a Dean's, or is it the I don't know what to call the plug with the little loop of wire?
Yeah, it has a loop of wire, but everything else
That's big.
Everything else is a Dean's connection. I mean, the one part that goes to ESC,
the one part that you plug your plug into,
and what goes into the battery, but the one that you plug the arming switches is kind of unique. I don't know what it's called, but
yeah, I've gotten them from oh shoot, it's a guy's name, Dave's RC or something like that, and I've had some trouble with them. So I'll have to check the MPI ones and see if they're any different.
Well, this one, in all fairness, this one I've logged. I have more flights than that, but I've logged 255 flights. Okay, and it's more than that. So I think it's just the wear and tear of plugging it in, pulling it out, and getting contamination or carbon or dust or dirt. I think it's why I had to poor contact. But I just replaced it all: the receptacle, the plug, and the harness. I'm not taking any chances. The worst thing to think about is you're flying, all of a sudden the motor just quits, right? Because it's an open circuit. and it
How
was
many? How many batteries? How many batteries?
how many bat? You mean four? I mean cells? You mean?
Yeah, how many cells?
It's a 4 cell.
Wow, that's. I use a switch on the side of the plane. It looks like the one you arm a lot of stuff with. That connects the two sides through a battery, through a resistor, and you hear the timer initialize, and then you plug it in. What it does, it prevents the arc when you plug it in. The
Yeah,
arc builds up a carbon trace, and that's what causes you to not get a connection.
Yeah, I actually was entertaining maybe after this contest, go ahead and add a resistor and make a anti-spark type of mechanism.
I use that on all my 5s and 6s.
Yeah,
I don't use it on 4s. That's odd. I've never heard of a 4 doing it, but
yeah, it was
maybe I'll
scary.
put one on that
I
one
heard
too.
that when I heard that music the second time, I was just like, "What?" You know. So I knew it had somehow became an open circuit and then found itself again for it to do the music a second time. So
Yeah, you got carbon trace on there somewhere.
yeah, well,
Oh,
it's
that's
gone
odd
now.
before.
It's all brand new. So
Yeah,
anyways,
that's
I
good.
did some flying out there today. Did like 3 patterns, getting ready to do my 4th pattern when that problem presented itself. And then I flew Saturday as well, probably only 3 or 4 times because it got really windy. Right now we have a wind advisory out here until Wednesday. And so it got really windy. But I've been preparing for this contest, been flying as much as I can. Every time I get a chance to fly, I try to fly. So um, the only thing I want to do next is I'm gonna when my SV11 is sitting on the deck, it seems like one wing is a little bit lower than the other, and I want to shim the landing gear so that the plane is totally flat on the deck. That probably not might doesn't make a difference, but I just want it to be totally flat. So when I roll,
Well, think about one thing before you do it, Charles. If it's the outboard wing that's slightly low,
yeah,
that means the angle from your hand to the airplane is a little less. When you if you get them absolutely level, that's the way everybody wants it. But when you touch down, now you're touching down just the outboard wheel, and it's making the plane cock. And then when the other side comes down, it comes back. So you might want to just leave it like it is. It's not. It doesn't look quite as good as it does dead level, but it actually lands a lot better.
huh? Well, I'm changing it. I just that's one of the last things I
Yeah,
want.
it won't hurt none.
Yeah, it won't hurt.
Anything.
I mean, I'm sure, but that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're going to talk about. A matter of fact, why don't you tell me what you've been up to, and then we'll go into the 4-leaf clover.
Oh, all I've done in the last week, and you're going to love this, is go to the mountains and look at the leaves, photograph the leaves.
Yeah, good.
Everybody, all my buddies want to go, and they all say, "Well, where do you go up there?" And so I tell them the spots because I want to know where my pictures came from. So I said, "Well, there's a few really picturesque spots on the Blue Ridge Parkway." So, but if you don't know where to go on the Parkway right now, the Parkway system has 2 sections of the Parkway closed. It's really one section, but getting around it is it's the worst possible spot because most of the Parkway has another road that runs parallel. This does not. But anyway, went flying a little bit Saturday. I didn't get to fly. I did something totally unusual for me. I overslept, but I went out and Tommy and Buddy and for Steve was there, I think. We're out flying and just went out and cut up with them for a few minutes. Then came home and worked on the SV. Got a lot of the front end done. Now I just got to finish putting the front end together. And problem is when the plywood came off the insides of it, of course, some of the balsa is stuck with it. So I was trying to figure out how to fill that in so I don't have so many voids. So my solution was I mixed up some epoxy, some slow dry epoxy, 1 hour epoxy with some micro balloons, put it in there and just raked it as hard as I could to get it to go just in the uneven places. All right. Did that to both sides, which I don't recommend. Do one side, then do the other. But anyway, did that and then put the, okay. Anyway, do that and then go back and mix up some more epoxy I did 45 minutes and put it on the parts that are level. Put your wood in there, your side in there, And I put a block of wood in and a block of wood on the outside so I didn't dent it, put a clamp on it, clamped that down, just did both sides. So when the clamps come off, I hope it'll be straight. It looks to be in the right place and right orientation. So I've got to redo the front end. When you wrecked yours, did your nose piece come apart?
And actually, the bottom chin was like compressed. I mean, it was like an impact, so it was like a.
Yeah.
I actually pulled it out, and then I was able to. And
There's no pulling mine out.
And then the nose ring was messed up. So I ended up I tried repairing it several times, but it kept breaking. And then I went ahead and used the G10 material that Bob Hunt uses for the nose ring.
I got to get some of that.
And then I replaced the nose, and I haven't had any problems since then. But yeah, it was I mean, it destroyed the battery compartment, so I had to redo that, and I did it quick and dirty, and I did not have enough ventilation. So since then, I fixed that, and now the plane's flying good. But yeah, now it looks okay. I mean, it still looks like an ARF. I hope to get rid of some of these seams so that it doesn't look like it was it was put together the way.
All right, I'll tell you a little secret for that one.
All right.
Now this is not the end all solution by any means.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some fillers that you can use that are white, and they will finish. That if you finish them up and take your finger and rub over them, you can get them dead smooth. But you can also use, if you're just wanting to get something, I just wanted to practice airplane. I don't want it to be butt ugly.
Right.
Bathtub caulk, white bathtub caulk.
Okay.
Tape a 1/4 inch above the joint, tape a 1/4 inch below the joint.
Right.
Put it on there, a small bead, take your little finger and run and wet it, and then run around that thing, go 1/3 of the way, stop and wipe it off, go 1/3 of the way, stop and wipe. And when you wipe it off, wet it again. And you're pushing the stuff up in it and around it at the same time. But put it together like that. And one of the guys told me, "Oh, that's not strong enough. That's not strong enough because you're gonna." I said, "Look, there's guys that have got 2 pins in the front of these things and 2 bolts in the back of these things, and they put their wing in with just that, and it works." Charles, yeah. I don't know Charles' last name, but he's got over 500 flights on his.
All right.
Don't tell me it won't work. I've seen too many people.
I don't even need strength. Mine is more for aesthetics. I just want to get rid of that joint, where the
me too. And I did it in all the joints, and then put monocoat over everything. I did not put monocoat over the wing joint, but everything else I put monocoat over it to cover it because it just looks it looks bad.
It looks bad. I agree. So I'm gonna hopefully get to that, but if I don't, hopefully I'm not getting appearance points anyway. So hopefully I got to rely on my flying.
That's it. We're not getting it's an ARF. You're not getting appearance points.
Right. Just so and I'm gonna copy your yellow behind the canopy too, by the way, just so I give you credit. When you see
I'm tickled.
I got it from that guy. It wasn't my
well, I'm tickled because I'm glad somebody would think enough of something I came up with to use it.
Yeah, I think it's really a nice addition.
Yeah,
so
I appreciate that.
Oh,
but anyway, I think enough of it. I liked just to go along with that. I liked Charles' airplane enough that I bought a green one as a spare.
Very good. I have 2 green ones, but the second one, I'm going to build a fuselage and replace the bell crank so I can get appearance points. So I just haven't built the fuselage yet, but that's my plan. I can't wait. I like the SV11 so much. Looking forward to the second one, but the second one to be a high zoot and tootin' one because it's going to have the Friority, the Spinjet 60. It's going to have all the bells and whistles, and
that's what I'm planning to do.
Even the push rod, Paul Walker's push rod adjustable for the flaps. I'm going to put that.
I'm thinking about that too.
It's going to have everything.
The only thing I can suggest any of you going to build an ARF. I mean, they're hard to find now. As far as I know, they're gone. But if you can find one, the only thing I can really suggest is take your time when you put it together and realize the flaps don't fit exactly. You're going to have to add a little bit on the end of one and the inside of the other one. Just take your time and do it. Why do you want it to look like when you can make it a pretty airplane?
I agree. I did build mine in a hurry. I was trying to get to the Las Vegas Stunt Challenge, not last year, but the year
Well,
before.
yeah.
And I
You know,
rushed.
you can't always do it just right, but if you have the time, take your time, do it right. I mean, I put a canopy in mine. I mean, a interior in mine. It doesn't help the plane fly any better, and we get no appearance points. So several people have asked me, why? Because I wanted it.
Right. Yeah, it's just pride. You know, it's your plane and you want it to look as best as it possibly can. I mean, if you are there, not everybody's there. Some people just want to just fly and they don't care what it looks like.
Well, let me give you, go ahead.
I was gonna say there's all kinds of people out there. You see some people flying some beautiful, immaculate planes, and then you have people flying some butt ugly airplanes. And I mostly represent the latter case. And that's why I was so
I've
happy.
seen your stuff.
That's why I was happy to fly Sparky's plane at the Nats, because that's one of the prettiest planes I ever had to handle.
Yeah.
So
I know what you mean. I tell you what, part of the reason people have asked me, why did you do all that work in the canopy? If Tom Looper says that he will carve you a pilot, don't turn it down. You'll be very sick with yourself if you do. Tommy is an absolute artist first and a flyer second. Now, don't get me wrong, he's a hell of a pilot, and it's hard. I've flown with Tommy now 48 years, and I think I beat him twice, and that was both times in old time. I've never come close to him in modern. Wow. But anyway, he's a heck of a pilot. He's taught me everything I know. Man, I don't think he's taught me everything he knows yet, but he's taught me everything I know. He's taken me from ring masters and going around in circles to flying patterns. So
that anyway. I'm still stunned at the 48 years flying together. That is absolutely awesome. That's great. Yeah, let me catch up with the chat box here. James Dean says, my dad and brother and I were at the Nats. I still have my 46 VF Impact that I flew at the Nats. My dad crashed his black Cardinal at that contest.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so this is the son, because the black Cardinal, didn't he have green pearlescent on that? This plane right back here behind me, that was the plane I flew at that Nats. We talked quite a bit in the fits.
That plane behind you?
I can't remember what year that was, but I think I was there that year.
95.
Yeah, okay.
White City Nats. Mm-hmm. And in fact, they'll probably recognize it if I hold it up a little bit.
All right.
See, I'm in awe of these people who can remember dates.
Yeah.
What year something happened and all. I just can't do it.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's
remember that airplane, Dean?
That's a good looking airplane.
Very nice.
Nice.
Anyway.
Nice.
It's good to get in touch with you guys again.
Very nice.
Big wing area.
Is that a Pathfinder, John?
40.
Pathfinder 40, and it's a big wing. It's a big wing. It's a great wing too.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, are you guys ready to talk about the 4-leaf clover?
I am.
Yeah.
All right. So let me go ahead and move it over here.
They're hard to find.
So I can let me
oh, boo hiss, John. Boo hiss.
This probably couldn't resist.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Let me
leave it to Santa. Leave it to Santa to get us all laughing. Okay.
Cue this thing up here. I'm going to share my screen here momentarily to show you what the rules say. Let me know when it shows up.
That's it. I got it.
All right. So let me just read the rules here. It says 1 required. The maneuver appears as 4 turns where each is 3/4 round turn of approximately 270 degrees and are 42 degrees in diameter radius, and all 4 turns are tangent to each other. The top 2 are tangent to the vertical plane through the center of the circle, and the bottom 2 turns are tangent to the normal level flight attitude. The maneuver is entered from normal level flight by making a 90-degree turn smooth to a vertical flight path perpendicular to the ground. Judging starts when the model airplane passes through the 45-degree elevation point on this initial vertical climb. The model airplane continues vertically and then performs its first inside turn so that its uppermost point is tangent to the vertical plane through the middle of the circle. The model airplane then recovers in upright flight, then continues its upright flight path through the center of the maneuver, then performs its second turn, which is an outside turn, such that at the bottom of the turn is tangent to normal flight attitude, and ends the turn in a vertical climb. Let me see here. Along the same vertical path established at the beginning of the maneuver, the model airplane then recovers in upright flight, continues its upright flight path through the center of the maneuver, then performs. That shouldn't be the second, that should be the third. And it can, let me see, hang on a second.
Yeah, there's an error
Okay.
in the diagram that shows all of them being outside loops. That will be corrected according to Keith.
Oh, that's too bad. Oh man, I was hoping that this would clarify it, not make things worse.
At this point, it makes things worse, but Keith said it will be fixed.
Oh, okay. Well,
I wish he was still on, but I remember him mentioning that.
Yeah, that's
They're
so
not all outside turns.
that's just too bad. Let me just stop this then. That's let me go through the errors. Maybe the errors might be correct. And then we'll kind of backtrack. So the errors are: the model is not on the vertical path at the maneuver start point as it passes through the 45-degree elevation. Each succeeding 4 3/4 turns are not smooth. Each of the 3 vertical climbs through the center of the maneuver are not smooth. These are the errors, and are not vertical or not on the same flight path. Each of the upright and inverted flight paths through the center of the maneuver are not smooth, not at the same flight path, and are not the same length. The top 2 turns are not within, let me see, that's
3.9 feet.
3.9 feet of the vertical plane through the center of the circle. The bottom 2 turns are not at the normal flight level altitude, which is between 1.2 to 1.8 meters, which is 3.9 feet to 5.9 feet. The model airplane recovers before it's flown vertically through the 45-degree elevation where the judging stops. So anyways, I was hoping that wouldn't have been so confusing as it probably is. But matter of fact,
sounds a lot harder than it is.
It really is. It really does.
We have our
sounds terrible.
national judge here. Would you mind doing me a favor, Steve, and explain what you're looking for? Describe the maneuver much better than that diagram and what the text said.
Sure. Let me share my screen. We'll go back to that maneuver diagram. First of all, we have to remember that it starts and ends at the middle. So you do no longer have to fly all the way through overhead, although it still makes the total maneuver, I think, a little cleaner. It's not required. I mean, once you get to that point, it's done. One of the things I wish Keith were here because I wanted to ask him about it. If you'll notice, the vertical lines are straight. The vertical line is straight, but the horizontal line is curved.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're coming around that first loop, that would be a weird change.
Yeah.
Well,
direction to make that curved on the first one, but coming around on the fourth one, between the third and fourth, I can see how that might be curved. But what I'm looking for is a straight plus.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I look for too.
Yeah, no pound sign, no overlaps. I want it to be a clear plus sign in the middle with all the loops being the same size. That's really what I'm looking for. Obviously I think a lot of what I see is that first loop, even now, even that after it's changed, it was really apparent when we were entering at 42 or whatever it was. That changed over the years. But that first loop is, a lot of folks make it too small. They're not going, that the top of these need to be directly overhead, according to the description.
Right.
So if you make that first loop too small, the rest of the maneuver will either be off or too low.
Right. Right.
So that first loop is still very important, because that, first of all, you're establishing the vertical line
Right.
coming into the maneuver, even though we're not judging until the middle.
Right.
You're establishing that vertical line, and then as you finish that first loop, you're establishing the horizontal line, and everything else has to go on top of those two references.
Exactly. I know John is anxious to say something. Go ahead, John Miller.
Well, I think that curved line there on the horizontal at 45, I think they need to redo that whole diagram, because
Mhm.
what they're showing is that the line will be curved looking at it because it's on a hemisphere.
Yeah.
I think it's judge's perspective.
Yeah, but you need to show it for this purpose straight across, because people are going to try to put that hump in there, say that's what it shows on the, and that's not right. And the points of the upper ones, they actually aren't dead overhead. They're off to the side, but they're on the same, right? Is that line, that vertical line went up, and you ran a line tangent to the two top circles, where that intersection would be dead overhead. So the tops of those circles are off to the side just a little bit, about 22 degrees, I would think, somewhere in that area.
Yeah, I agree about that horizontal line, John. I guess I didn't want to talk to Keith if it's not already too late.
Yeah, it needs to be drawn straight across, like the old one was drawn. It was drawn straight across, because it'll confuse people, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I'm surprised they don't have a dotted line between the top of the first inside loop and the first outside. I mean, the second outside loop, the two top loops at 90, and show that that's at 90 degrees.
Yeah, those are both, the tops of those should be the same.
Yeah, there should be a line across there, dotted line across there, and they could just note it 90 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they could put just like say a dotted line and a dotted line tangent to both those circles up there, and put a little circle and say 90 degrees, dead overhead.
That would do it. That maneuver is so simple.
Yeah, it sounds in the instruction, doesn't it, that it's a tough one to do, and it is not easy to do right, but it's not that hard to do right.
Well, it's not that hard to do.
I think it's easier with this change than it was before.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's easier now than it was the way we were entering it at 42.
Yeah.
Because 42 is hard to hit. 42 is hard to hit. And B,
it's hard to see.
You talk about some squiggles, man. That thing was, instead of this being, anyway, people flew it like this. Because everybody, they make that first corner and then come around here, and then they make that second climb way high. So it just, I saw some guys that I thought were really top experts at the Nats, fly them canted like that. And I thought, what the heck is he thinking?
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. The most common error I see is that vertical line they're not together. They're apart.
Yeah.
And even the horizontal line is different. So
Yeah.
it ends up with, I guess, what do the kids call it now? A hashtag? I would call it a pound sign.
Yeah.
I just call it a mess.
Interesting enough, it says on the entrance when you come into it, it's a sharp turn, so you don't necessarily have to follow that radius. You can do a turn like going into it, like you'd do on a reverse wing over.
It really doesn't matter because we don't start judging until the middle.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
the fun thing about that is though, if you fly into that maneuver, then your plane is doing the pulling all the time. If you try to whip it in, like so many people at contests try to whip into that first turn. All right, you got all the inertia you need to get to the top this time. What happens the next time? You're going to fall short. You're going to fall short. Let the plane fly what it's got power to do, and you'll have a lot. You're hindering yourself by trying to whip into that thing.
Yeah,
There's several maneuvers that it just doesn't work, but the Clover will flat tell a tail if you've got enough power to get up overhead or not.
Right.
If you whip into the first time, second time's not going to match.
Nope.
Another important thing is this maneuver will show you whether you've got your plane turning equal insides and outsides.
That's true. That's true.
You know, that's why it's so important to get that plane trimmed to, for equal inside and outside turns.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the trimming that we're going to do going forward, Charles.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. And speaking of trimming, this is a thing that I found when I've had a plane that does not turn equally in both directions. And then when I was adjusting the push rod between the elevator and the flap, because that's a traditional fix, is to adjust the push rod between the elevator and the flap, right? But after you finally get it to turn the same, my planes anyway would go from right to left with an up attitude, and then from left to right, inverted with a down attitude. So that's why I didn't really care for making that fix through the push rod between the elevator and flap horn. I don't know if anyone is tracking with me, but if you don't,
I got what you mean.
So I make the fix as far as the turning. I make the fix between the flap horn and the bell crank. I make my push rod have left hand and right hand turns so that I can adjust that. And then the plane does not have an attitude either going from right to left or left to right. It flies straight. That's my 2 cents. And that's when it's really evident to me is during the four-leaf clover. Yes,
Sorry,
Ken.
I got to let the dog out.
All right. Thank you, Steve. Yes, Kenny?
Stand up.
Question.
Yes.
We were talking about the same size, the same shape, inside, outside. How do you tell it's the plane problem instead of piloting error?
Well, for me, I can tell the plane is turning quicker with the same input as the input I give on the outside. So if it's turning a smaller loop with the same input, then on the outside, then I know that it's asymmetrical, it's not symmetrical. And I fix it through the plane. Some people can fix it through the handle, but I prefer fixing the plane.
Yeah.
That's just how I do it.
Caffeine, if you got some cones, some traffic cones, go out and figure those out. This thing takes up a quarter of a lap. So put your cones one dead downwind and one over this side, one over this side, and make sure you hit the center. And go over here and look and see where did I just making a nice easy 45-degree loop. Where was my down line over here? Was I past the cone or was I inside the cone? Then when you do fly the other side, do the same thing. Just look. And if you're way outside on one side and way inside on the other, your plane don't turn the same. But a figure eight is one of the safest maneuvers and easiest maneuvers to figure that out on.
Okay, I see.
If you can do it.
Well, that's true. That's
Yep.
true.
Welcome, Tryon. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it very much. How you doing?
Good, good.
Well, we're talking about the four-leaf clover, and I'm interested to see your comments or observations about the four-leaf clover.
So when I fly a four-leaf clover, how can I put it? Let me do this on the board. Probably is better. One second.
All right, make it bigger.
There you go. School time.
Oh, got an easel there. All right.
Okay. See up a little bit. There you go. So if you look at a four-leaf clover, you can divide this 4 sections, right?
All
So you
right.
have 4 sections, right?
Right.
So you turn here, climb through the first, second, third. Here is where you start your turn.
All right.
Turn. Stop.
Right.
These are equal, right?
Right.
Cross over. Stop. Turn. Stop. Climb, 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 climb. Stop. Turn. Make sense?
Yeah. Excellent. Yes.
So the idea is that, like, if you sit on the center of the circle and you have, like, this is my level, this is my 45-ish, and there's the overhead, right? So you have to come here, climb through the 45, go to about here before you start your turn, and you should end up there, right?
All right.
And as you come down, you should be up here, now climbing through it, and then you do the last, coming here, kind of like that.
Very good.
So
Thank you very much.
That's a good point that you start your turn halfway up.
Yeah,
Move around.
I'm resonating with that right myself, Bill, because I think I'm going too high before I start turning. On the
No,
first,
a lot of us do. A lot of us do. If it looks like that darn thing is, if it looks like that loop is together more than 45 degree, well, I don't know what that is, but anyway, half of the loop up, then you're carrying it vertical too long because it can't be round and carry it that far. I hadn't thought about that, the way to say that, but he just illustrated it. So that was pretty neat, Tran, as usual.
Yeah, as usual. That's right.
So if I may, I have some other things.
All right.
So let me turn the volume up a little bit so I can hear it better.
All right.
All right. So as you guys already know, I am more of a visualizer, right?
Right.
So when I fly right on me, right? This
Right.
is I established this, right?
Right.
But this is my goal. I established this. I'm climbing through it, right? I'm coming here, boom, right?
Right.
Here, stop, through it, here. But I'm mostly looking in that direction, over here.
Right. Right.
Where's my center intersection, right? Everything else is peripheral vision. So if this is my spot, so I'm gonna go here, like you can see my finger right here on the top, right?
Right.
If this is my spot, I'm flying through it, boom, boom, climbing through it. You see it?
Yeah.
Did I hit it every single time?
The last time you're a little off.
But my head is not going like this all over the place. My body is not turning. I'm not doing none of that. I'm just flying. Boom, boom, boom. Turn. Come back up.
Very good, Tryon. Very
But
good.
it's like I said, but I'm changing my style. I'm going towards visualization rather than stuff like that. What I see many mistakes done, they come low, they do the first loop, they climb up, and as soon they climb up and then they do this thing.
Yeah.
Just it's no flat because you have the flats, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah. Flush, right? and on the corners of this cross, you have those loops that 3/4 loops that connect. So the plane flies, boom, and you see it turn, stop, right? And
Right.
it flies here and then turns, stops, right? So you see this, stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, right?
Right.
So it should be this
Makes sense.
distinct, like you do your turn, you stop it, cross on the other side, turn, stop, you know. So and you don't have a go like this and just ease into the maneuver. No, you go from here to boom, you're already turning, boom, right? So you should see this from here, turning, equal speed, right? So it's not slow and then faster, right? It's more like here, boom, turn, 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 boom, turn, 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 boom, turn, 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 bang, turn,
Right.
turn, 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 boom. It's like a clockwork, right? So it's constantly turning with the same speed, stops, turns with the same speed, stops, turns with the same speed, stops, right? Make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's awesome. Let
All
me
right.
ask you a question, Tryon, because when I'm going from on the cross from right to left, you know, you
Uh-huh.
do the first loop and you're going from your right to the left, right?
Uh-huh.
My plane looks like it has an up attitude going across a little bit. Is that just an illusion or what? I mean, it's like I don't know if I don't stop the rotation soon enough.
It could be
On the
what you
first
said
round?
about it could tie in with what you said about plane not turning equally and the fact that you have a bias somewhere in there, right?
Right.
What I do is let me move this. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So what I do, you have the lead outs, right? When you are building the plane, right?
Right.
So you take the lead outs, put the tape around them, like
Oh, yeah,
this,
you
right?
showed that. I understand. Hey, Tryon, I totally understand. I want to stay on the four-leaf clover, but
Oh,
I
okay,
understand
fine.
what you're saying. But
Yeah.
appreciate it very much. I just want to stay on this point. Hey, Mike Lonke joined us, and hey, Mike, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. I know you're working on some stuff, and but that's a very good point you made, Tryon. Thank you very much. I'm trying to think of other errors I've seen. Like you mentioned, basically they just kind of one loop overlaps another one and just crashes and destroys the
Yeah, no
square.
flats, no. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
is this concept of the pattern being smooth, and everybody has like this baby entry in a maneuver, and then they decide to go make it higher, right? So you
Right.
see them in a loops, horizontal loops, especially. They enter softly, they go this way, they come this way, and then the rest of the loops are here. But the first one kind of walks away and comes over, right?
Right.
And then they settle in. Instead of going from the level flight, boom, you're already in a loop, right?
Right.
It's an instant entry. So by doing that, you just take so much time instead of being vertical before you even crossing to the center, you're just like that, and you're slicing to the center, the going on a some angle, right? And then you lose all your reference point.
Right.
So yeah, I found out myself, like when I was flying, I was holding my head a little bit like that, right? So guess what? I was flying like that. So silly stuff like that. I see
Yes.
my yeah, because you don't have, if you look up like that, you kind of lose reference with the ground. So
Yes.
whatever your head is like that or like that, the plane is going to go like that or like that. So
Very good. That's a very good point. Thank you so much. That is very good. Hey,
yeah,
Stuart, I think you are probably the only beginner we have here. I mean, maybe I know Bob Whitley is kind of a beginner pattern too. Do you guys have any questions or concerns about the four-leaf clover that we can address?
No, I'm okay with it. I just listen. It's always good because you always pick up a little tip here and there. But yeah, I'm that visual type person too when I do this, I think. But I just got to learn to do it better.
And the way you guys explained it and what it looks straightforward, but I just got to get up the guts to try it.
Yeah,
it's the funnest maneuver. I think to me, I love clovers. I have no problems with them. I just like.
one thing nice about the clover is that you can actually stand there and just stay there the rest of the time, not have to move. You can just keep doing them, and you have all the space to do this, and you don't have to move. The other maneuvers, you know, I'm more inclined to move because I only get 2 turns, but with the 4-leaf clover, you're getting 4 rounds, and so you're busy doing the maneuver, and you're kind of busy. You know, you're content to standing there just doing all those rounds. So I enjoy it. It's a very enjoyable maneuver, and it's seems very much to catch a rhythm, and it has a cadence of its own, and it's something that is just on off, on off, on off, on off. It's pretty neat.
So another thing I think it might be a mistake when you move your body. As soon as you move your body to do something and move here and move there, you lose your center. You lose your center.
Yeah.
So it's best to just visualize, peripheral vision. I'm not moving anything right now, so I can do this all day long and then just hit it every single time. But I'm not moving my body at all. And I can do whatever I want to do. I can go here, I can go here, I can go there, just normal, have fun with it, whatever, you know. But I'm still there. I'm still, as soon as I do this, I have no clue where it is anymore. I'm lost.
Right. Very good.
I used a combat plane to learn the clover.
All right, that's good.
And I had a 15 on it, LA, OSLA on it. I put a ribbon on it to slow it down a little bit, and I didn't needle it up high. And what I found about that is if you get in trouble, it's easy to get out of it. So it actually worked out pretty good learning. And then if you crack them up, usually they survive a lot of stuff too. So it's not a lot of extra work to fix them. But it worked out good for me learning a lot of the pattern using actually.
Very good. Steve, was you trying to say something earlier? I thought you're trying to say something, but your mic was muted.
No, I don't think so. I was actually curious about what Mike was working on. And it looks like he has a flannel shirt, but he's still wearing shorts. So I'm curious about the temperature and the weather in his part of the country.
80s probably. 70,
No.
80s in the afternoon.
No, not unless they're a lot different than us. We were barely made the 70s today. Well, no, I'm wrong. No, I'm wrong. It says we did get 84.
Steve, I am taking apart my Axioma 4 stunt plane to put it in the box because I leave for Vegas on Thursday morning.
Oh,
so
nice.
I've got to get the airplane boxed up and ready to go. And yes, it is freezing cold here in Tennessee. It was 80 degrees yesterday.
Yeah.
And we had a high. We had a high of about 42 today, and it's like 30 right now. I've had a fire going in the house all day long. And tomorrow for trick-or-treaters, it's going to be right at freezing at trick-or-treating time. So, but then,
it's like
on Wednesday, it's going to be 75 degrees again here. So we got a little cold snap.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get to fly today. I won't get to fly tomorrow because it's so cold. So I'm just going to take the airplane apart, box it up, so I can go hang out with Charles on
there you go.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
It's like, Mike, thanks a lot, man. All the weather is coming my way.
Yeah. I remember when I was
a kid. You're welcome, Tryon. I do have a flannel shirt on. It is cold in the shop, but I got shorts on because I'm going in the house and out of the house, and I got a raging fire going in the fireplace, and it's freezing cold in the shop. So I just got the flannel. I haven't had to bust the heater out for the shop yet. I haven't been out here working enough on airplanes to have to get the propane heater going, but it's coming very soon, I think.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is just the teaser of freezing weather right now, and we'll be fine after a couple days. It'll be warm again, and I'm sure I'll be able to fly when I get home from Vegas. November is usually very temperate. Sam and I are usually able to go out and fly all the way past Thanksgiving. Usually we can get out every weekend and still fly planes because the weather's good.
Yeah. Well, we sometimes have a day or two, even in December and January, where we can, it's tolerable. Our club does try to do a New Year's Day
Yeah.
fun fly, but
You're in St. Louis, right? St. Louis?
yeah.
Yeah. We went
And
to
then
one
we have
contest.
then we have our contest last Sunday of February. It's gone both ways. Freezing cold, precipitation, and 60, 65 degrees. So it's always different every year.
I've actually been to that field at St. Louis once. Sam and I went there, I think 2 years ago. We went for, was it maybe a September contest?
The September contest. Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah, we went there and flew stunt one weekend just because we didn't have anything going on, and I looked and I saw, oh man, St. Louis, that's like 6 hours away. Let's go there. So we went there.
Yeah, we appreciated it.
Yeah.
Every year, same weekend, third weekend of September. Hopefully, the county is changing the rules a bit, and we're not sure what we have to deal with next year yet. But hopefully, we can still do our contest. Hey, John, what's up?
Oh, I just
What?
Which John are you talking to?
Yeah, you're John, and then the other guy is Jonathan.
Oh, okay. I was just curious whether Mr. Dean, Jim Dean, answered back.
Not since he mentioned the planes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's his last time. So
okay. I thought Jonathan fell asleep there. Did you fall asleep, Jonathan?
I think you did.
I did,
Yeah,
but didn't.
I've done that.
Yeah, I didn't get much sleep last night, and I had a bit of a cold, and I'm sort of nodding off here a bit. I'm sort of drifting in and out of consciousness.
So tell me about your four-leaf clover then, Jonathan. We'll keep you awake by you telling us about what you focus on. What do you have to remind yourself when you get ready to do the maneuver? What do you do?
The four-leaf clover?
Yes.
Well, I haven't attempted one yet myself, but
okay.
I guess the first thing is hang on to the handle. Don't throw it away. I don't
know. So what is scary for you, Bob Whitley and Jonathan Carradas, to do the four-leaf clover? What is keeping you from executing it?
Kind of the same as the vertical 8. Sorry.
I asked you both, so that's my fault. Go ahead, Jonathan, first, and then you can go Bob Whitley.
What did you ask me? What would I ask?
What are you scared of? What is the fear of doing that maneuver?
Well, up until now, probably there's no reason I haven't done it. It's just that the sport, well, yeah, the difficulty puts me off a bit. It seems difficult to me, but I'm doing what's called a sportsman pattern here, and they don't do a clover leaf, but I think Bob started to say it was more like a vertical 8. Well, yeah, it's probably very similar to, well, lots of ways it is, isn't it? It's like it's a mixture of horizontal and vertical 8s, really. They're just in a different plane, but they're continuous. Yeah, I'll give it a crack. You know, you've got to have a plane that's got the authority to get through it, of course, too.
Yeah, got a flight streak.
Pardon?
You got a flight streak?
I missed that again, second time.
Have you got a flight streak or something like that?
A flight stick.
Flight streak. Like a
flight streak. No, I don't have a flight streak. No,
Please.
I think the closest thing that I would have is what I call a pacemaker. As was
Yes.
my
That'll do it.
That'll
That'll
work.
do it.
it's sort of a peacemaker that I developed out just on a piece of paper one day out of my mind, and it's my hack, and it can do pretty much anything really. It does everything you ask it to do. It's very
It's the one
very
to use.
maneuverable.
Did he
It's a
just
joy to
admit he was
fly.
out of his mind?
He did say he was out of his mind. Yes, I think we're all fit there.
Okay, he fits right in then. Okay,
Well,
pretty good.
Let me let Bob Whitley now tell us what is keeping you from doing the 4-leaf clover.
Same thing pretty much psychologically as the vertical 8. I get chicken about transitioning to the bottom part of the loop of the 8.
Okay, that's understandable.
Extreme ground fear.
Yeah.
That's why you go buy or get a used combat wing and you don't care about it. That's why.
That's what I'm thinking.
And that works
Yeah.
good. I'll tell you.
Yeah, sounds good, Stuart.
It saved me because when you got a bigger plane, it turns so fast that if you get in trouble, you hit it and you know you're going to go up one way or the other. And then you go out to where you're going to go, and then maybe go right out of it and then start again. But it saved me, I think, 3 or 4 times from crashing just because I could get out of it quick.
Right.
Out of it. Turn so fast that you
That's
could
a darn
turn it.
good. That's a darn good point you're making.
Now, have you? Go ahead, Stephen.
I learned the whole pattern with a flight streak.
I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. No flaps. Correct.
Actually, the flight streak I just showed, guys have taken that. That's when I had the 36X on it and flown the entire pattern with it.
Yeah.
That's
I had
good.
a Fox
That's got no
35 on
flaps.
mine and about 2 ounces of tip weight.
Wow.
This one is this iteration. It's getting. I'll swap it back and forth and see which I like better between my FP20 and my LA25. But in the past, it's had a 36X, Fox 35, Fox 36, Super Tiger 46, and an FP35.
Well, you had a lot of power on there with 46.
Lots of options.
Oh yeah, it had no line tension problems at all.
I bet not.
I have a question for you, Bob Whitley. Excuse me, Bob Whitley. I have Bob Whitley in my mind. I must be thinking about Bob Whitley. But anyways, Bob
I'm
Whitley.
not dead yet. Quit doing that, Charles.
Bob Whitley. So can you do the overhead 8, Bob?
I've done it in desperation, not intentionally.
Okay. The reason why I bring that up is because if you move the 4-leaf clover up higher and do the top 2, maybe even a little bit behind you, so we're moving the 45 degrees up pretty high. So go up because the 4-leaf clover is not one complete round. There's 3/4 of a round. So you're turning 3/4 of a round, then you're going flat across. You're going turning 3/4 around, then you're going up, do another 3/4 around. So it's really is different than the vertical 8. Because the vertical 8, you actually do 2 round maneuvers, complete 360s. But the 4-leaf clover, you're only doing 3/4 of the round and going straight. So if a person can fly inverted and upright, they can do this maneuver, and it's not really as scary if you break it up. In your mind, you're going to do it high, so you have to worry about the deck, and just go up high, go up maybe behind you, and like you're doing a overhead 8, then come across and go back up, and till you get the shape, and then you just bring it down. So you get your level flight at 5 feet. Yes, John?
Yeah.
You're talking about the maneuver I always wanted to submit to be put into the pattern, the overhead 4-leaf clover.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think if you practice it as that overhead 4-leaf clover, or get it up there high, you won't have any ground fear. You might have trouble flying it behind your back.
Right.
Well, the only, like you said, Charles, about an overhead 8, I've done a couple of them, but it really wasn't intentional. That was this summer, and my leg's been really acting up on me badly for the past several months. And Anyway, that was when I was flying down in Winnipeg with Kevin, but I got out of the paved center of the circle onto the grass a bit just when I was high, and my leg gave out on the wet grass.
Oh,
I was
wow.
flat on my
Oh,
back.
no.
So I just immediately whipped it into a loop and then an outside loop, and I ended up doing I don't know, 2 or 3 overhead lazy eights before I got standing up again. But I saved the airplane.
All right.
Way to go.
Very good.
Yeah. Hey, Bob, you're wearing a poppy. What's the
Yes.
significance of that?
Oh, okay. I was hoping someone might ask.
Anzac
In
Day?
Canada and throughout the Commonwealth, the poppy is the symbol of remembrance for our fallen troops in the wars.
Yeah,
It started
I
in the
think
First
it is
World
in St.
War in
Louis.
Flanders Fields where poppies grow, lay the crosses row on row, and on. Anyway, November 11th is our big Remembrance Day, when
I think
the
that's our
cessation of
Veterans
hostilities
Day,
in the
too.
First War, 11th hour of the 11th month, 11th day. So
Yeah,
it's a very big thing for us here. And the poppy is our symbol of remembrance, worn from the last weekend of October until through Remembrance Day. And so I'll be laying a couple of wreaths in memory at the Veterans Care Center for the Royal Canadian Air Force Association, as well as the Canadian Mounted Rifles, which my grandfather and great uncle fought in First World War as mounted cavalry.
wow, that's great. I'm happy to hear about that. Thank you.
Very neat.
Well, thank you for asking.
Yes, I noticed it, but at first I thought it was like a like a ear muff kind of thing, but it's small. I couldn't figure out what it was because the color threw me off too.
We also use it as the memorial service for veterans at their funerals. I officiated one of those for a dear friend of mine who actually taken me for my first airplane ride when I was 5 years old.
Wow.
And I officiated that last month. And at the end of the service, we go up and present the poppies to the casket or urn or whatever is appropriate.
Oh, that's nice.
Very,
Yeah,
very
we do it
neat.
a little different in the States, but my dad had military honors at his funeral, and it was it was very nice, and I don't know, can't think of the right term, but we were very honored that that they came out and honored my dad for his service. That was great.
Yeah. Least we can do, even though we're off airplane topic. Slightly on airplane topic. I've been with the Royal Canadian Air Force Association for, oh, God knows how many years, 30 or so. And for the last at least 20 years, I've been the service officer. So I've been to a great many of these services and handled them. So it's always an honor.
That's
one
great,
you don't really
Bob.
want to do, but it's an honor.
Yeah.
Let me interrupt for a minute, and I just want to remind people to please hit the super chat, and also the likes, subscribe, share. You can join our YouTube channel. It's just $4.99 a month, which is like 17 cents a day. And I really think, I mean, honestly, I think it's a great value. I really do. 17 cents a day. It's only $4.99. It's like going to Starbucks and getting some coffee. So please, give us a cup of coffee every month. That's basically what I'm asking for. And I know Sparky appreciates it. And so please, hey, if you don't want to do it for me, do it for Sparky. If you don't want to do it for Sparky, do it for me. So do it for one of us, okay? We both would appreciate it.
Yeah.
I don't do it for just Charles or just Sparky. I do it for every one of you guys on the Hangout.
Great. I appreciate that too. Yeah, do it for everybody.
Yeah.
On the
That's
show.
that's how we keep some of us awake.
Yes.
Thank
Thank you, Philip, for the like. I appreciate it. Philip Bailey just gave us a like. If you guys feel we have done the 4-leaf clover well, we can go on to some other stuff. I know that Mark Gerber earlier, I think he's gone, but he said he had some things he wanted to share with us. So, Mark, if you're listening, come back. And then, Jonathan, you had some stuff you wanted to share with us.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Jonathan's
yeah.
got
Let me make you
something
big.
there.
Let me make you big, Jonathan. You are big
Okay.
now.
Yeah, no, just going to say, Bob, we do, the Australians and New Zealanders, we do Anzac Day on the 25th of
May.
oh,
I think it's May
no,
or April.
April.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing down here too. Dawn
We
parades
also
and
do
all
that here for Anzac Day.
Yeah. It's we lost a hell of a lot of guys in France in the First World War and stuff like that. But anyway,
Or
this
even
is,
more so in Gallipoli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. God.
So, is this
Anyway,
your
this is
peacemaker?
Hey,
This your peacemaker?
I call it my pacemaker. This
Okay.
is the thing. I planted it recently. You can see I've just got a bit of a repair to do here, but this thing, it'll do just about anything. It's as light as a feather, and it's got a FP25 in it. No, sorry, OS25 in it. Gerald gave it to me. I had the motor. I had a 19 in it, and it was a bit gutless. It was worn out, and I put this thing in, and oh man, she goes like a rocket now. She really goes well. So I could try some of the fancy stuff like some squares and maybe a clover leaf for that. So it's just a matter of plucking up the courage and having a go. And here's the one that hit the bar stool a couple of weeks ago. I'm getting it back together.
Oh, look at that.
Wow, that's an amazing
Oswald
rebuild
190.
job.
Won't go up.
It's not far off. I'm going to cover it with silk because
Oh, nice.
I haven't
Yeah.
got the right monocoat color I want. So I've got the flaps off at the moment. I'm just going to skinny them down and lose a bit of weight. Anyway, it's a bit bulky around here, but I've taken weight out in other places to make up for it. Where
Very
I've had to
nice.
double up the spars, But that was that was a hell of a mess after it had hit the bar stool. I don't know whether you remember seeing it, but
Yeah.
yeah, she was a mess. But anyway,
Very nice.
so that's diverted me off the Hurricane. So I've got to get back on the Hurricane and do a bit of work on that as soon as I've got these two back in the air. So there you go.
So I've got
both
an
a lot of fun
upcoming
to fly.
project to show after Jonathan's done too, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah, you're fine. Yeah, please do.
Right, that's me.
Can I share something about the clover?
Yeah, hang on a second. Let me just let Bob Whitley, and then I'll let you do that. And thank you for the clover. Hang on. Go ahead, Bob Whitley. And then we're going to have Tryon show us something.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it last week, but anyway, I showed it at the after party to Denny, and he figured that it's going to be a fun airplane.
Oh,
It's a
that's
little
like
RC
an
biplane.
Aeromaster.
I think it's a European one called the Byfly 25, and I got it for $20.
Okay.
And I was talking with Danny, and it's kind of heavy and all the drag of a biplane. Figured we'd put lots of jam in the nose, so we figured a Brodak 40 would be good, and I dropped one in there, and it'll bolt right in.
Nice.
So
Neat deal.
I think that
Neat deal.
it's got a semi-symmetrical airfoil. It should be a fun flyer. I mean, it's not going to be a stunter, but for dirt cheap, go out, fly a biplane around, and make lots of noise. Should be fun.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
you know,
already
bell
got a
crank
pilot.
with those bolt-on wings on a biplane, it'll be easy to get into the guts of it and put a bell crank in and make it into a real airplane.
Yeah.
And
I
where
like
did you
that real airplane.
where'd you get the pilot, Bob?
That came with it. Little Barbie doll. Isn't she a cutie? Get her back there.
Blondes have more fun.
That's why I married one, so she'd have more fun.
Very cool. Very cool.
There we are.
Oh my goodness.
Little
That's going to
blondie.
be fun that's going to look great in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will.
Although with all the castor oil, she's probably going to need a hair wash after every flight.
Castor oil's good for
Hey,
your
you can't
skin.
have everything.
Just like a First World War pilot, why they wore the scarves and drank lots of brandy. You guys know why, huh? The
Yeah.
castor oil gave them diarrhea, and the
Oh
brandy
my.
and the brandy offset it. And the scarves were to try and keep from breathing too much of it in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And wiped their goggles.
Yep.
Oh God.
So
Castor
Tryon,
oil poisonous.
what do you have for us, Tryon?
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Uh-oh, more brandy.
Mm-hmm.
Antifreeze.
You see this?
Yeah. Excellent.
4-leaf.
They just kicked a goal.
Yeah.
Very
Wow.
nice. Oh, very nice.
Well
Yeah.
done,
Very
Tryon.
nice. Very nice.
And it's just
Got those verticals a little apart, but nice.
No, he's going to do it backwards. Oh, I thought.
no, those the end of the vertical 8. No, that's my bad. There it is. Here you go. You wanna see it again?
Yeah, I want to see it again.
Yeah.
There you go. Stop. You see that?
Yeah.
Stop. Fly on the other side. Stop it. Climb. Stop. Go on the other side. Stop again.
Very nice, Tryon.
That's, it's really easy. I mean, just turn, stop, let it climb, let it climb, let it climb. Do stop. Go on the other
Yeah,
side. As I climb on the
like
other
that,
side, I already visualize the size of the loop and where it's gonna start. As you go here, because I know I'm gonna go to about here before I start turning, and I know how to. Anyways, it's not a very good. It's kind of lazy on the entrance, so but it has good intersections, but that's about it.
I like the reference of that
Tower.
Yard.
I was using it.
that goalpost out there.
Yeah, I was using it. Definitely using it.
Mm-hmm.
I put it right in the middle of the golf course when I was going.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. Can you show me again? I didn't even notice you used that. That's cool.
Look.
Okay.
He kicked the goal with the first move.
Right up the goalpost.
It's right in the middle of it.
Like the Rugby World Cup.
See, I'm climbing on right in the middle of it.
Very good, Tryon. Wow.
What plane is that, Tryon?
Revolutions.
Oh, yes. Nice.
Very nice.
A nice airplane.
Nice flying facility too.
Yeah.
It's a park that I have here. Sometimes they have the grass too big, so I have a little bit of tough time taking off by myself.
I'm coming.
But other than that, once you're up in the air, it's nice. Yeah, it is a nice place.
That's the same field you hit your field box in, isn't it, Trent?
Yes. Yeah.
I have a question from from John Miller. Go ahead, John.
Well, I just want to know if you wanted to see how I get started with one of these semi-scale designs, getting it into CAD.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Sorry, Charles. I had dog barking here. I missed a bit of that.
Oh, you missed what, Jonathan? What did you miss?
Oh, I thought my name was mentioned. I might have been wrong.
Oh, I did. I actually slipped and I said Jonathan when I meant John. So.
Oh, right. Okay. I had to mute because I had the dog
my
barking
mistake.
off.
My mistake.
All right. Guys, I gotta take the dog out. I'll see you.
All right. Hey, thanks for coming in, Phil, and thanks for the like. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Have a great week, everybody.
Well, good one, Phil.
Yeah, see you, Phil.
Yep. Take care now.
Ooh,
That's
this is
beautiful.
Pretty plain.
Okay, that's the Miles 22, M22. It was never built. It was proposed in 1943 to be a high altitude heavy fighter, And this is 10 303 Browning machine guns in a nest on the nose. And this is the twin. This they proposed as a tri-engine. I like trim, but you see these blue lines here?
Yeah.
I'm tracing. Let me zoom in on that. I think I can do it. No, I can't. By the way, those wind up. You see over here.
Yeah.
This is when I remove it off there. It shows up, and then I can work on that. And now I'm going through my program. But this is how you take a 3-view and turn it into a semi-scale stunner. And you start off with it scale, and then you have to play with it a bit, to get it into the right proportions. For instance, these nacelles here are 4.5 inches wide. That's a little too wide for a model.
Yeah.
So I've taken an inch off it, so it's now 3.5 inches wide on the one that I'm working on. Now it still has a 3-inch needle nose spinner on it though. These are tricks you're trying to trying to fool the eye into seeing what it is without them really realizing you made some changes. The stab in the elevator is going to be considerably larger than this, as well as the rudders back here will have to be larger. But this side view will be about pretty much the same.
Yeah, that's a pretty side view.
Yeah, if I can, I'm planning on making this electric and having retracts on it.
Oh, that's excellent.
And
would you do the twin or the triple?
I'll do the twin. I don't like the looks of the triple that much.
No, it looks weird.
It does.
I've never seen that plane before. It looks like it would have gone like a bat out of hell.
Well, they tried to convince the British ministry that it would go over 500 miles an hour, but it's got a 18% airfoil in the center section and a 6% out here at the tip. Yes. And they couldn't convince them that it was going to go over 500 miles an hour with that thick of an airfoil. But you see, the pilot is actually sitting down inside the wing.
Okay.
This is so low. The frontal area on this thing is so low, and they actually, to land, they can jack the seat of the pilot's seat up 12 inches, and it was connected and hinged to the top of the canopy. Canopy would raise up so he had a bit of a windscreen in front of him, so he could be up above the canopy to see out to make takeoffs and landings.
Yes.
So, but it's a beautiful airplane, in my opinion.
Lovely looking plane. Did they actually build a prototype? I don't suppose they built one, did they?
They never built a prototype on this one.
Because we would have heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it looks as though it would have had cooling problems. That's the only thing I can think of, because they're massive. They're obviously the big Rolls Royce, but they've got intakes in the wing and the leading edge, I think, like the Mosquito. But
it's a Griffin engine.
Hell of a lot of heat.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have annular cooling on it, and I'll have a little cooling opening underneath the spinner for the electronics.
Yes.
I think this was a proposal drawing that they submitted. I'm sure as they got going on it, the nacelles would have been thinned down a bit. But I don't know how big those Griffin engines are.
They were Griffins. Yeah, okay. Well, they were. Yeah, they were.
They're huge.
Were they?
Huge.
Yeah, if you look at Spitfire development, look at the big bulge in the canopy all of a sudden when they started shoehorning the Griffins in. Initially into modified Mark 9s.
Well, that's why the big nacelles then. Yeah. But it's a sweet looking little thing, and I'm hoping to get it all figured out. I'm tempted to just go ahead and put a fully elliptical wing on it, but nah, this shape where this curve is coming around so far, the actual tip being right about there instead of dead center like it would be on a elliptical wing. So I'll go ahead. It's going to be built like kind of like a Thunderbird wing, but I've got a 3-degree swept forward trailing edge on it, and that isn't the worst thing that you can do, because I've been told, and I understand that a slight swept forward trailing edge helps in wind. So
Yes.
I figured anyway. That's what I'm working on, and I've
You
started
know, in
working
some
on
ways,
it.
John, there's a resemblance to that. What was it, the Grumman skyrocket?
Well, yeah, that was kind of the big
Yes.
thing. Oh, I found 2 other designs. I found a Russian one that was actually built. 2 prototypes were built. One powered with an inline V12 diesel, pair of those. The other with 2 big radials on it. And I'm probably going to draw that one up too, but that one was actually, I'm tempted to do that up as a scale design. I've never seen it done before, and either the round engine or the inline, either one would be interesting. But it's typical Russian. It's heavy-handed in the design process. It built like a brick.
Yeah, I picked up the plans this summer on impulse at a rummage sale thing we were doing after the contest. Anyway, it's twin half A powered Grumman skyrocket.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it looks like it would probably fly pretty well, actually. I don't know if I'll get around to building it, but I figured a pair of TDs on it or something.
It will fly fairly well. I've seen that model. Well, anyway, this is it, and that's what I'm working on. Any questions or anything, comments before I close it off?
Yeah, just one observation. You have the benefit of doing it digitally, whereas Al Raby, when he was doing his planes, he was kind of a master of fooling the eye. If anyone's ever watched the video that he did on designing and building the critical mass, he went in depth about the iterations that he did on having full-size drawings printed and then redrawing over them and having those printed and redrawing over that, and sort of the same idea but laborious, and just tweaking it a half inch here or a quarter inch there.
Yep. That's you're absolutely right. Before we had the opportunity to do it digitally, it was a mess coming up with a good semi-scale design that would fool the eye. A case in point, have any of you seen Gordon Delaney's KI-61 Tony, or pictures of it?
Yeah. Just pictures.
Other than the airfoil, you would almost swear it was scale, but it's very close to scale. It's just a slight difference. The wing is a little lower aspect rate, a lot lower aspect ratio, but you don't notice it being that. But we did it digitally, and we did it a lot faster than how Al Raby had to work, bless his heart. That had to be really laborious. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the share.
All right. Well, thank you very much. That was a beautiful silhouette.
Yeah,
I love the silhouette of the plane. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Yes, Stuart, you got to unmute your mic, Stuart.
Yeah. I just want to touch base on, I want to get another plane for competition. Now, the rules are when you're building it, I don't understand. I'd like to know, I know you can't buy an ARF, right? Is that how it works to get the extra points? So what is the
rules
ARF and ARC are not builder of the model. No.
Right. So if you would take an ARF, you can have one prefab part, either the wing or the fuselage, but you have to
Right.
put the control system in, and you have to put the finish on, and you can get appearance points.
Okay, so
Right.
I got a set of wings that Len's going to give me the like I've got the set of foam wings, 2 pieces,
Okay.
and Len's we might make a cardinal out of it. The wings are very similar; they're just a little tad longer, like an inch or something, or inch to 2 inches. But so if I put that together, then it'll be legal, right?
You got to put the control system in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's not in. It's
Okay.
it's
All right.
there's
So the control system in, and then one prefab part, either the fuselage or the wing, can be prefab, but not both. And then
okay,
you
I'm
put
just
it
going to do
on,
the wing.
and then you get appearance points.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I have cables that are already in the there, but the bell crank's just flopping, is that considered? Do I have to take the wires and redo them?
Yeah, if you're honest, you'd replace the wires and install the control system.
Okay, the wire it's hanging. I think they're in there. I'd have to look again, but
I mean, they're not attached. That they're not attached to the bell
well,
crank.
the bell crank's not attached. It's just the wires. The lead outs are out done, I think, on it.
So the lead outs aren't connected to the bell crank.
Yeah, they're connected to the bell crank, but the bell crank's not connected, and it's just flopping.
I mean, maybe cutting hairs, but I would, especially if you win, you want to make sure, at least me, you didn't cheat. You actually won.
Right.
And
So
you
that's why I said I should have to clip those probably and redo them, right?
That's what I would do. That way you know you abided by the rules and
Yeah.
you won. You won fair and
That's what I
square.
do. I want to make sure it's done right. I don't want to screw up on something and go, oh, geez, because I didn't do that little thing that.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so-
Although, some of the old kits, they came with the wires connected to the bell cranks, like the J. Roberts and especially the GS systems, the 3-line ones. If you bought a kit like my GS, which is all just a box full of wood, my Corsair or my J. Roberts Corsair, they both came with the 3-line bell cranks with the lead outs swaged on.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, the rules will say you have to put the control system in.
Okay. I'll just change the lead outs or whatever, and then whatever I gotta do. That's why I kind of wanted to ask about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we try to be more inclusive than exclusive. So
Yeah.
It's like
Very
my whatchamacallit, my Vector 40 profile. I got a salvaged ARF wing out of a crash. Did a lot of rebuilding on it, replaced everything, the control system and stuff. Probably would have been easier to make it new, but the rest of it is 100% scratch built and of course recovered, refinished. But so that one would definitely qualify builder model, I'm sure.
right.
Yeah.
All right. I gotta go.
All right.
I
What's
gotta go
about
to bed.
almost
Good night.
straight up? Thank you so much, Stephen, for coming in. I actually called him and asked him. I love having Nat's judge in here, a trained judge in here. And I
Thanks,
appreciate
Charles.
you coming in, Stephen. The original Steve Smith from St. Louis is out of here. He left the building. Thank you very much.
Peace,
Good
Steve.
night.
I'm going to end the stream, and I'm still preparing for this contest, so I'm not going to stay much in the after party because I got to do some mods to my SV11, and they're not done yet. I want to go fly tomorrow if I possibly can. So I want to thank everybody for coming in. We had a great conversation about the four-leaf clover, and to my surprise, the rules were screwed up. I can't believe it. The 22-23 rules on that maneuver were no good. I had better words than I'd like to say, but surprise. So we recovered and we straightened it all out. And then Tryan did a great illustration on the chalkboard with the how he broke the cross up in quads. That was awesome. I actually benefited from that, as I discovered that when I go to the top, I'm probably starting my round a little bit too late, and that probably will help my maneuver clean up. So thank you very much, Tryan. Appreciate it. Anyway, so you guys, we're gonna talk about landing next time. That'd be and I am gonna do the show Friday. I hope the Wi-Fi or the hotel will be good. Now I won't have at my disposal 3 screens, so we're going to see how it goes. I usually have 3 monitors, so I might not be able to do as good as do as good as I normally do. At least I think I do pretty good.
Oh, you'll do fine.
So anyway, so we'll do that. We're still gonna do that Friday. I'll be up in Las Vegas, you know. And so until then, fair winds, tight lines. We're just ending the live stream. That's it.